Hello, everyone. It's Carmela and my special guest.
Hey
All right,
guys.
y'all. All right, y'all. Y'all jump on, say hello. Jump on, jump on, jump on, say hello, share and invite. Share and invite. All right, here we go. Boom. Got it set.
My lip gloss popping.
Yes, it is, girl.
Yes.
All right, good. I got it public. Y'all, Rahru is amazing, and what she does, I can't wait for her to start talking and share with you what she does and how she can support you. Hey, Tina. Hello, hello, hello. Thank you for joining us. Y'all make sure y'all jump on here. Oh, I'm glad that dinged. Okay, gotcha. All right. So my name is Carmela Williams. Y'all know me. Y'all know me. I'm your business coach. And we kicked off group 1 of the Elite Women's Academy in October of 2020. And I had the wonderful, wonderful pleasure of working with Miss Rahru. And she's going to share with you about her experience. But my background is in corporate training and development. And when COVID happened, y'all know all those events got canceled. And so I shifted my focus to small business owners that were already successful, but that I could partner with and help them streamline a few things, whatever it was that they were working on. And it allowed me to work in my sweet spot. And it allowed me to be able to watch other entrepreneurs make transitions during this real difficult time. COVID changed a lot of things in various industries. And so everybody had to pivot if you were going to stay in business. And so Rahru here, she jumped on one of my videos and I was in her inbox. We were talking back and forth. And then we did like our video, like we did a video call like that day or something like that. And she joined me, and I'm excited that we are here today so that she can share with you. All right, Miss Rahru, please introduce yourself and tell us about your organization.
Hey everyone, my name is Rahru Arceneaux. I am the founder of Haute Choc'lat Multimedia Group. It's a PR firm based in Atlanta. And I cover industries, entertainment, lifestyle, small business, and nonprofit. And I'm excited to be here today.
Oh, that's good. Now, what service do you offer? Tell us what PR and branding, like what is that?
Okay, so I'm a publicist and I practice public relations and brand management or strategy. So anything that your business needs to get out to the public, I do that. So exposure, visibility, outreach, growing your network, imaging, I handle all of that.
Now,
My specialty is strategy. That's my specialty. Yes. So
is it just social media?
Mm-hmm.
Is it just social media?
No, it's not. I actually been in business before social media was ever invented. And so before it would be making you resonate in traditional media form. So TV, radio, newspapers or print, things like that. And then of course digital came later, and then social is now where we here. That's where we're at today. But yes.
And you incorporate all of those things you just named, don't you?
I do. So I handle for organizations. There's 2 areas. There's internal communications where we set it up, all your processes internally of how you communicate with your business, like your organization, and external communications, which handles everything with the public. So it's 2 different sides.
That's really good. Because see, I know a lot of people, we think that when we think of PR, we're just thinking social media. We forget about all those other things that you have to do and all those other networks and connections. You work with various people in various industries. So like if somebody was trying to release a book would you do to help them?
So my natural thing, my mom says I have ADD when it comes to different things because I have a lot of interest. Most publicists have one or two specialty spots or niches. I am all over the place a little bit, but it's specific. But if you have a book, if you're launching a book, you're a new author. So I'm deciding, are you looking for a book deal first, or you want to be self-published? That would be my first questions. And
Okay.
then if we're looking for a book deal, then we're taking your book and we're pitching it to book publishers, your big ones, Random House, people like that. If you want to do self-publishing, then we find you the way to do that, whether that's through Amazon or smaller companies that do publishing and things like that. Then we actually grow an audience depending on the genre of book that you're doing. And then, of course, while that is going on, your book is either being written or in its editing process. Because I usually need the book at least close to done before we start to put it out there to the public. And then we're getting you ready for the public. So your photo shoot, designing your cover, picking your working title, making sure you're in the final edit mode. And then that way we can start social media, building your tribe. So then we planning your launch date. And then we pick how many books we want to sell, what we're going to do for the launch. Is it only bookstores? Are we doing a big event surrounding the launch? Are we doing promo videos? Things like that. So
I love it. I
yeah.
love that if they have the idea, you help with the strategy for everything else from
Mhm.
pre-launch to launch to post-launch. So if somebody
Mhm.
works with you, what's the minimum time you think you need to help them get their project out?
6 months. 6 months to a year.
And
Yeah.
and the launch is somewhere in the middle of that because you're working with them beyond that launch.
Right. So if we're doing pre-launch, first of all, I have to read the book. So it depends on how um, big the book is or how long the book is. And I give myself between 8 to 10 weeks because I work. So I have to read it
Right.
outside of that. And I don't need the actual book. I can take a PDF form and read the book. So once I read the book, then we discuss everything there from there. So before we even launch, we need about at least 12 to 15 weeks, 16 weeks of pre-launch time. So that includes reading the book as well.
Right.
So yeah, and then that launch comes where in the middle, and then your post, you're not done once you launch it. That's just the launch. We have a post period as well where we're following up. You may do a book tour, you may do an extended press junket, um, you may do a conference. It just depends on what we set up in the planning phases.
And then I know you also work with artists. So like if
Yeah.
you had a gospel artist that's getting ready to release something, what would a scenario look like for them?
Very similar because the skill set of PR doesn't change, the industry changes. So of course I'm ready to record the album. Or sometimes, you know how artists, you guys get creative at weird times. So a lot of my artists, they'll come to be like, since the last project I've been in, I've stepped. Usually my artists will let me know they're stepping back into the studio. So I'm like, I know something's coming. So they're back in the studio, or I've been in the studio and I've recorded 3 or 4 songs, and I need you to listen to it to see what direction we're gonna go with this next project, or I have an idea about the direction, or I've been recording this song. Can you figure out where I'm going with this project? It just depends on the artist. And then once we do that, the team will take a listen and team. I work with the management team, so I'm part of the executive part of your team. So your manager, your road manager, your vocal coach, whoever that is, if you're singing, same with your book, whoever your editor is, your publisher, part of the management team. So,
And then there's one other group I want to talk about. Like if somebody is like public image, they may be a speaker, they may be a coach, they may be an entrepreneur, because
mhm,
each one of them have a brand. And
mhm,
so no matter what the industry is, no matter who the entrepreneur or minister is, or the organization, you could help them with their branding and marketing. What would that look like for somebody
So
that's
my longest client right now is Dr. C. Chandon Carter, and he facilitates the Rice Awards and the Steeple Awards. We've been together almost 14 years, and he is a brand. He's a relationship coach. He's also a radio host, and he has these 2 award shows, and then he does a couple of high scale private events in Atlanta outside the award show. So with Chan, we take him for a year and we plan his entire year out. His show comes on Fridays at 2 p.m. on the radio station here. And then we plan things around radio. And then the award shows kind of anchor one half of the year. One award show is in the spring, and that takes 6 months to plan. The other one is in the fall. That takes 6 months to plan. And in the middle, we have like a 2-month period where we're off. And I say, I don't want to talk to you for these 2 months. You know, we take from October to October and plan his entire year, which I love because having ADD like that, because I get bored. So I have something to do and I know what's coming up, which helps in business because those are your clients that you call your retaining clients. Your retention rate is good. So you kind of always know what's coming up.
I love that. I love that. I like that you say he a branded himself. So
Mhm.
and that's I'm glad that you said that, because a lot of times people think they have to be boxed into one thing or another. And so like as Tina just said, this has inspired me to write my book. And Tina does custom jewelry. You don't have to just do one thing. You're not limited to one thing. But sometimes when you're doing multiple things and you're trying to figure out how do I put all this out without confusing my audience, this is where you need Rahru, because you can help it all make sense and make it all flow together in a way where the audience, the specific audiences and the customers understand, who this is and what they represent. Is that right?
Yes, that kind of takes me. So I'm also a film producer, a writer and producer. That's like a dream since I was a kid. But I went to school for communications and ended up in PR. So I was working on film sets in the role of a publicist doing PR, and I'm like, I can do this. I want to do this. Can you? And I would ask people like, can I shadow you? And they were like, oh, you're a girl publicist. We need you in the PR department. And finally, one year, I just got upset. And I was just like, I'm just going to do my own film because nobody believes what I'm saying. And I'm just going to put it out there. And when I put it out there, everyone's like, oh, so you really like want to do this for real? And I'm like, yes. I've been asking. And I'm saying asking for like 6 years. Just asking people, being patient, trying to, learn as much as I can. And once I do that, now I have 3 projects of my own that we've put together, my team. And so that's also a part in my company. I have 5 areas in my company. So I don't want to give up PR because that is what I do. I do love to do that. But I have other things I want to do as well outside of PR. So.
That's right. And didn't you tell me like one of your films was on Amazon? No,
Netflix. One of my films is on TV. It's a streaming network on Roku. You can find it on the Roku device. But since the new year has come through, I've had a project picked up by Fox. So I'm excited about that.
Yay! Yeah. You have some amazing things going on. I love watching your page and see what your clients are doing. I think it's really exciting. What makes you an expert in this area? You talked about this a little bit, some of your experience.
Oh, I think that is what qualifies me is the tenure alone or whatever, because it's not all been easy. It's been hard knocks a little bit. And like I said, I kind of fell into PR. I had a background in legal first, and because I could read contracts, that's why I got hired in a PR position. And then everything after that has been just learning the business as I go. And then I decided to complete my degree in it in 2008 and finish that up. But so we're talking about 20 years, 22, 21 years.
I love that.
Yes.
And in 20 years, you've learned a lot. Like,
I have.
what's one of the biggest lessons you've learned, in doing PR? Like most memorable moment?
I don't. Hold on.
I know
Sorry
I
about
caught you off guard with that one.
that. I had a phone call. I don't have a most memorable moment. What my takeaway from
Okay.
PR is everyone wants to be validated. Everybody wants to they have a VIP in them and they want that validated and they want that their voice heard or their story told or their legacy built some type of way. It comes across differently in different folks, but it's really all at the same day. At the end of the day, everybody wants to be validated. And that's what I do. I help you preserve your legacy because people don't think about that. They're thinking about the then and now. But if I'm helping you craft your message, helping you craft your image, that is going to be your legacy left at the end of the day. And I take that very seriously because we're building so we can have the next come up after us and take that legacy and run with it. So in that case, that's like the biggest takeaway. Everybody wants to feel validated. Like it's like that love thing. Everybody want to know that they count or they matter some type of way.
I love that you said everybody has that VIP within them.
Hmm.
I love that. Like you help them tap into that person, and
Hmm.
that's the component within them that you want to present to the
Hmm.
world. I think that's
That's the
powerful.
uniqueness in everyone. Like we can have a million artists, a million small businesses, insane small businesses,
Yeah,
jewelry or books or anything like that. But what does your book say? What did you do as a jewelry business owner? What was your gift to the next person that you interacted with? You're the vessel. So everybody as a vessel is different. So that's like my whole thing, trying to find out the uniqueness in you. And I think when I do my first brainstorming with my clients, I ask them, well, okay, you're telling me about you, the business owner. What about you as a mom, you as a wife, you as a some people they work out, some people they garden, some people like to eat, some people cook, things like that. And so what I
right.
do is I take it and it almost looks like a spider web when I throw it against the board, and that it's like you in 8 components or 10 components. Then we always have a story to tell. So today we may be focused on the life coaching business. Tomorrow we may be focused on you as a business owner, or you as a coach, or you as a wife, you as in your ministry, or you as a student or an athlete. How do we make those, and then how do we intersect or cross promote those areas, because they're all you at the same
Right.
time. So we always have something to promote or strategize about and to get us out there. So let's connect with a nonprofit. You like to work out, obesity is an issue. Let's
Yep.
get some kids and let's get that, and let's get the papers out talking about it. You may not be recording right now. You know what I'm saying? So that
Right.
that kind of helps too. Or any other speech impediment, all kinds of things. You'd be surprised at what
Right.
people have gone through or what they've been through in life or what they've connected with, and you can pretty much make a story. Because really, PR is public interest in your story. That's really what it is.
Your story matters. And
Hmm.
it's so important because I remember when we first started our ministry, for instance, some people really struggle with me. I'm a very non-traditional pastor because I feel like people should get to know who we are. And so
Hmm.
they struggled with me sharing on social media. That was 10 years ago.
Hmm.
And I feel like it allows me, one, to control the narrative, but two, it allows people to get to know Carmela as the
Hmm.
wife, as the mom, as the grandmother, in addition to they know me as the pastor, but I'm also a person. And I love that that's what you were talking about, all those different, components of who I am.
Right.
And that's important because it allows them to connect with my story, right?
Hmm.
And so if they can connect with my story, go ahead. What were you going to say?
I was gonna say too, and we're in a day when all of our everybody is connecting on a global level, but in a very personal way. So
Yeah.
you have baby boomers, Generation X, millennials, Generation Z, but all of those generations communicate differently.
Right.
So Generation Millennial and Z, they are very social. That is how they communicate. So Generation Baby Boomer and X, they're very traditional. That is how they communicate. And so you have to find a happy medium as
Right.
a coach or a business owner. You can have employees from all four generations now because even
Right.
your oldest Z's are moving into the workforce. Your oldest millennials are like 38, 39. And
Right.
so then you have your baby boomers there in their early 50s, and then you have your Generation X is there in the early 50s, and then your baby boomers, they may still be in the workforce. So how do you communicate
Hold
across
on.
generations and make everyone feel validated at the same time, but they all approach communication differently? That
Yes.
is very hard. And don't even try to be young. That was my my issue in corporate America. I was young being a manager, trying to work all of that together. And then they don't generation baby, they don't want to know why the young kids gotta tell everything, what they doing, what they eating. They always tapping on the phone. What's up
Yeah.
with you? You know what I'm saying? And the young people don't want to send a formal email. They don't want to do all
Right.
that. They just want to hear the text message or Instagram or IM you, DM you. They don't want to do all of that, stuff like that. You have to figure out how to way. Then you have the whole corporate structure itself, and that how it each company has its own personality, how they deal with things or genre of like law is very stiff, but music is very relaxed, and
Yeah.
stuff like that too. So you just have to you got to figure it out, but you need someone to help guide all of that
Right.
as well too. So
So we have some entrepreneurs watching today from various, like I said, we've already talked about Tina. We got Pastor Sarah, who is a coach in the nonprofit.
hey,
We
Sarah,
have
hey, Tina.
Marlise that's with us. She says this is very informative. Marlise is in Canada, and she is a fitness coach, and she's launching her business. And her ideal client is moms. Um,
Okay.
yeah, her ideal client is moms. And so, and I know there are others that just haven't commented, but if you could give these entrepreneurs one tip today, one tip,
Mhm.
what would it be?
um Making sure that you get in front of your brand, that's important. People fall in love with the person, not necessarily the business. And
Yep.
so that brand, no one, I say do away with traditional bios. No
Okay.
longer bios. What you want is your brand story to
Okay.
resonate. So Marlise, for example, for you, moms are your things. You probably are a mom.
Yes.
Mhm. So whatever experience that you have as a mom that you don't mind sharing with folks, you don't have to share everything. It could just be a small sliver of being a mom that you want to share. I promise you, another mom has experienced that, is experiencing or will experience that. And that is what you create your brand story around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's been doing that too. She's doing a great job of it.
Mhm.
So, all right, this is good because I'll just keep we'll just keep talking, and every time we start talking, we kind of go off
Mhm. Mhm.
because I'm just fascinated with what you do and how you take even those of us who don't really understand our story and help pull it out of us, help craft it, and then give us the guidance and the strategy to be able to communicate, just like you said, across generations,
Mhm.
internal and external communication, and so that it can all be connected and it don't look
Mhm.
like we all over the place. Just
Mhm.
having that plan and having that strategist behind you. What were you gonna say?
I have a 100 question survey to help you with your brand story.
Ah, 100 questions.
100, yeah. And the more detailed you are, the better, because
Yeah.
it just helps. You don't have to answer all 100, but they're there. And this I've formulated. It started with 10, and over time I've added to it. And the best brand stories answer all the questions, because at some point we could go back and use it as a roadmap to add as the business grows. Because sometimes you don't need everything right up front. Because the other thing about PR, it's the art of the reveal. And you don't want to open, we're not like the little kids on Christmas that want to open everything on Christmas morning. Sometimes it's okay to string them along a little bit, because that keeps people interested.
That's right. You give everything all today. There's no need to join us tomorrow.
Right.
That's
Exactly.
good. So my next question for you, what was your biggest challenge in your business before the academy, the Elite Women's Academy, and how did we work through it?
My biggest challenge was me. I'll be transparent, just hard headed, because you get stuck in your way, and because you are, well, I consider myself an expert in my field. I know my field. They can't tell me, I don't need no help, but knowing I need help, and then let's share with Carmela, my pandemic hit a year before the actual pandemic. So in a situation that was out of my control with computer hacking. So yeah, I had to figure it out really quickly, do something quick, because this is what I do for real, for real. So, and anytime I don't have a client, I'm basically unemployed again. So I try not to let that happen. But yeah, it was tough. And I was just like, okay, I need somebody, a ram in the bush, something to help me. I guess I needed sustainability foundation and scalability things or whatever. And to PR has changed. I came in right before the new guard, and so I have a lot of traditional PR training, but I was young enough to be flexible enough to accept the new stuff. But the traditional stuff really works. It's funny to watch younger publicists now, when things go awry, they have no way to pull, because the traditional, they've kind of dismissed it a little bit. But so in traditional PR, we're totally behind the scenes in everything. We're not visible, even as far as like marketing our businesses. We usually are pitched business to business or referral or things like that. And because it was also a very expensive field in the beginning, and so if you had a publicist or a PR firm, your business had to be making some money, a lot of money, what I'm saying, stuff like that too. So um it's changed a lot. Social media, everybody can almost be their own publicist to an extent. And so the young people, they rock with that. We don't need you, whatever. So I do this real quick, Instagram, what I'm saying, or I'm on the gram now, whatever. But the which is quick, which I say they're getting publicity, which is something that we spend. We spend publicity, but publicity does not last. Public relation lasts or whatever. Publicity is for the moment, for your launch, for your album release. You want that. You want all the publicity around that time. But then how do you continue to talk to your public? You have to have a plan in place, a strategic plan, consistent systems, and how you roll that out on a continuous basis. So.
What were the new things you implemented since we started working together that's going to help these entrepreneurs?
Well, today I'm starting to go live at my PR Power Hour. I'm excited about that.
Yeah.
And only because I'm really shy. That's the thing about me too. I'm like, I don't want to be in front of the people. But which most people think publicists are outgoing, and I think most of us all my peers are like, girl, good luck. I'm gonna get on, whatever. Because when you see us in public or on red carpets, we're talking to media, we have to be on. But most of us, we're really kind of like homebodies, introverts or whatever. So, but I'm excited about that, because I do think a lot of people are missing that component. I scroll social media daily, newspapers, and I say, oh my God, they just need a PR. I can tell when there's an absence of PR and marketing, and it's it hurts my feelings. Or like they
Yeah.
just need this little, and usually sometimes it's just a little tweak here or
Right.
there. It's not much, but I'm like, they really just need their messaging is convoluted. People are not understanding what they are. You know what I'm saying? They
Right.
just need, a little bit of tweak, a little bit of tweak there. So I know that education is always a good thing.
Yeah. And you're also offering a class?
Yes, I'm offering a class extended. So if you come on Tuesdays at 2 with me and you need some help specifically for your business, I'm offering a coaching session opportunity classes, and then I'm gonna do a quarterly thing as well or whatever. So
So listen, y'all, she's going to be tagged in this video. So make sure after the video, you go over to her page and like and follow so that you don't miss the PR Power Hour on Tuesdays at 2. So if you found this informative, imagine how informative it's going to be every Tuesday. You're able to get those tips and apply them into your business. And I always say, if you want to go further faster, then you can work with her one-on-one.
mhm.
Your overall experience in the Elite Women's Academy, what was your overall experience? Why should other entrepreneurs consider it?
So the elite experience made me exhale
Oh,
because I found I'm not the only one, because entrepreneur life is very lonely at
indeed.
times. A
Yes.
lot of people don't understand why you working and what is that you're doing, because it's usually a dream. And now that we're in pandemic and we all work from home, it can be very isolating.
Yep.
So to have my weekly meetings with you and the other ladies kind of lets me know that I'm on the right track as
Yeah.
well. Also, too, the iron sharpens iron
Yep.
situation. Sometimes you're like, is that gonna work? So having that encouragement, that reinforcement, and then too, every now and again, being getting a recharge is a good thing.
Yes, it is.
Um, bringing your business up, or I'm a fan of what they call development, is a good thing.
Yeah.
You can't stay the same or you'll never grow, that type of thing. So the elite ladies, and then we're our own group. Every girl likes a group, likes a
Yeah.
crew, or whatever. And we're all very uniquely different, but the same at the
Yeah.
same time. And we're all over the country. And it's
Yeah.
just say like a hey girl, how you doing thing. So it's not forced. It's very easy. And so I look forward to it. And get mad when I had to miss the other day. I had to miss. I was not cool. But I
But
feel
in
like
90 days, you only missed one. That was pretty
yeah,
bravo.
yeah. So I
Or at
was like,
least that girl power crew.
yeah. Where my girls at? You know what I'm saying? Like I'm thinking like we need some type of t-shirts or something like that.
Yes.
Definitely a theme song, and we're gonna have a conference one day. So I already
Yes,
know.
we are. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. So
Right.
listen, how can the people reach out to you for your services? We know about your Elite Power Hour at 2, and how else can we find you?
You can find me on Instagram, Twitter, at Hot Chocolate PR. That's HAUTE Chocolate CHOCLAT PR. That's on all social platforms. And if you can
Call it
spell
one more
Rahru,
time. HAUTE.
CHOCLAT PR.
Got it.
And
Hot
then if you
chocolate.
click in my Instagram about or my Twitter about, all my about stuff has my web, my phone number, my email. That's another thing, ladies. On the about page, please fill that out.
Please fill it out.
People gotta get in contact with you guys. Like I hate that you're a business, but you don't have anything listed in the about section.
Right. That's exactly right. Even on your personal page, on your Facebook page, you go in there, edit it, and you add your links so
Mm-hmm.
they can right under your name, they can click it, it'll go right to your business page or right to
Mm-hmm.
your VIP group or wherever you want people to go.
Mm-hmm.
That was a good tip, just real easy. Let's start there. Step number 1.
About the about page. Exactly.
All right, Rahru, anything you want to close out with? Any last thoughts or comments? Anything you want to share?
Yeah, I just want all the ladies. In the beginning, my company, I was geared toward women just because the business of PR advertising is very male driven. The imagery that we see today and a lot of things are chosen majority by white males. And PR, you're telling a story with pictures or through words and things like that. And I found that women, we were slighted in the marketplace. Also, too, women of color, we're very slighted in the marketplace. They tend to skew us either hypersexual or hyper ignorant or anything like that. And we have a chance now with the various businesses, with social media, to really correct that narrative. So for years, those messages have gone out globally, and we are global. You'd be surprised when you go to these other countries at what they think we are, and then who we really are. Like I had a one foreigner ask me, "Are you Michelle Obama black? Beyonce black? Beyonce black, or like Shanika in the Hood black?" I didn't know it was only three types of black that you could be, but because of the imagery that they see
Right, they
force
don't.
fed to them over and over and over, I'm so glad that there was a Michelle Obama / Oprah Black. Look how long it took to get to that. And so they were saying, like, basically educated. Did you
Right,
get educated? Are you new? Are you like pop star, like new money, like Beyonce? And it's okay for her to be sexy because she's a pop star, that type of thing.
right,
Or are you Shanika? It's like, but then where I grew up, everybody like Michelle Obama and them. We all go, or if not, they go to work. You don't have to be educated, but you know what I'm saying? Everybody go to work. People got daddies, people got
right.
extended families that are successful, things like that. And so I'm like, that was a problem for me. Like, okay, we need to change this narrative over and over and over, but they've been force fed that image. And so you have a part, whether you're an advocate or not, you have a part in that conversation of just really preserving and really showcasing that we are multifaceted in who we are as women and as Black women or people of color. And we have a story and it needs to get out there so people can see it, but not only for those people, for our kids that are coming up after us that have to inherit this craziness that's out there. So
Oh, that was amazing. Thank you so much for sharing that. So listen, y'all, thank y'all for joining us. I'll be back on Friday at noon with my next interviewee and my next client spotlight. We are currently enrolling for the Elite Women's Academy Group number 2. There is room for you. There's no competing services in the academy. So you got to make sure you go ahead and secure your spot. The sisterhood is just continually growing and our businesses are growing. And if you are afraid, if you are unsure in some areas, maybe you're doing really well. Maybe you've been in business 20 years like Rahru, but you just want to make some shifts and do some new things. This may be a good fit for you. Just inbox me so that we can set up a discovery call and see if this academy is a fit for you. I appreciate you all. Make sure you share this video. Share it with some other entrepreneurs because Rahru shared a lot of tips that you can immediately apply to your business, like right now, just helping you to be able to understand why your brand matters and how important it is. So thank y'all so much.